Hey there, and welcome to another episode of your favorite libertarian. Today's episode, we're going to be testing out the C&H precision plate on my M&P9 M2.0 optics ready full size. We will be shooting at various distances ranging from 25 yards all the way down to 5 yards, and we'll be testing out 3 different ammunitions. We'll be testing out 2 Federal, which will be the 147 grain American Eagle and the 147 grain HSTs. We'll also be testing out the Blazer 124 grain round nose and making sure that this plate and this optic and this gun all work together to hold zero. Sit back and enjoy this gratuitous shooting footage and wait until the very end so you can see my findings on how the different loads did, how the plate did, and I guess how I did. After sighting in my red dot on my brand new C&H precision plate, I decided to battle a few dots. As you can see on the left, I've already shot these targets off camera, first starting with the white dots, then the black dots, and on the right hand side you can see me shooting them as I speak by the magic of editing for you now. Trying to hit those white ones without shooting the black ones accidentally, and missing a little bit because, well, it's real life, people. Sometimes you make mistakes. This is a great game to play with your friends as it's slow fire and you can take turns and see who's the best at accuracy at close or super far distances. Alright, so here is one of my targets. I started without making any adjustments and shot this target at 25 yards. As you can see, the majority of the rounds are low, so I moved in to 10 yards, and you can see that it's still a little bit low here. And then I also did it at 5 yards, which was a little bit closer, a nicer string, but the majority still were low. So what it ended up doing is going 2 clicks up. And by 2 clicks up, I mean that I moved the point of impact up by 2. And in the Holosun 507 CX2, the direction that it says to go up is where you're actually making your point of impact shift up, if that makes sense. I should also note that these are all 147 grain rounds that I'm doing in this target, American Eagle and also HSTs, all Federal. I moved 2 clicks up, and this one was a flyer for sure, but that's what I was getting at 10 yards after that adjustment. I also did it here, got a little excited and started shooting faster, and that's why these ones are sucking in this area. But that's what I got when moving 2 clicks up. I also did it again with this one. These are the 2 that I know I didn't pull. These ones I was shooting faster again. But these 2 again, 10 yards after the 2 clicks up. With the smaller target, it's a lot easier to tell. Aim small, miss small. Concept applies here, and I was pretty happy with that. So then after that, I just shot a bunch more. I tried to work on some speed stuff, and also found something very interesting when switching to 124 grain Blazer. And that was this. At 10 yards with 147 grain, whether it was the hollow points or the flat nose, the dot, exactly where I put that center dot, was my 10 yard zero. When I switched to 124 grain Blazer, my 10 yard zero was at that bottom notch. If I tried to do the dot, I would always end up being too low. So at 10 yards and in on that notch made the point of impact, point of aim the same. But if I was using 147 grain, my point of impact, point of aim was the center dot. Interesting. Well, that's going to do it for me and the C&H precision plate for my M&P9 M2.0 optics ready full size. That's a mouthful to say. This did great. As you can see, my witness marks did not move, so nothing came walking out. And this was actually pretty close to zero from being slaves to the irons. I just had to move it up a little bit. All I had to mess with was elevation, and all I had to do was click it 2 clicks up, meaning moving the point of impact up to where I wanted, and then it was good. Now, one thing to note is that depending on the ammunition that you're shooting, you're going to have to change your zero based on that ammunition. I found that to be the case, moving from the 147 grain weight to the 124 grain weight. This might be different for different manufacturers as well, as I went from Federal 147 to 124 grain laser ammunition. If you are going to be carrying something with a red dot on it, and really just in general, you need to make sure that you are testing your zero for the round that you're going to be carrying. I'm contemplating on either going from my 147 grain Federal HSTs to either the 124 grain Federal HSTs, or possibly, and I'm not sure because it's kind of like a novelty ammunition, but that Liberty Defense or Liberty Civil Defense, which is a really low grain weight, really light to carry around, and also potentially has some armor defeating capabilities. I'm thinking about maybe doing that, but I think that'll probably be a future video where I need to test that out, see where my impacts shift, and also just see how it is recoil wise, because I hear it's actually really low recoil because it's such a light round. So stay tuned for that, but otherwise, those were my findings. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's free. And as always, thanks for watching, stay free, and God bless.